And now we're going to our final remarks of the day. Let's receive our special guests for their final remarks. We'll have Maria Paris Cavallazzi, head of Latin America for the S&P Global Ratings. We also have Sylvia Coutinho from UBS and Sean Kidney, that you all know. So first of all, Maria, you have the floor.
Julia.
Good afternoon, everyone. I speak a little Portuguese, so I'm going to try to do this in Portuguese. Thanks, CBI, for organizing this excellent event and to allow us to be part of it. We are flattered and to be a supporter in these initiatives. And thank you all who have participated actively. Thank you for staying until the end of the event. We consider this a very productive and excellent day for everyone. I would like to highlight the amazing progress of Brazil in the sustainable agenda. The largest Latin American country issued their first green bond last year, and also the very high levels of sustainable debt issued by Brazilian companies. And now the expectation is to adapt the Brazilian taxonomy. I'd like to also highlight a recent publication from B3 called Green Shares, dealing with the principles of green equity, positioning Brazil at the highest levels of the countries in sustainability in Europe.
This guideline follows the guidelines from the World Federation of Changes, and B3 and Brazil are the pioneers in Latin America. And we want to follow these advances closely because we evaluate the companies that are aligned to this principle in Nasdaq Nordic. Therefore, we are very attentive to follow Brazilian companies in the same path. S&P develops a portfolio of products for sustainable finance. Once we're one of the main providers for second opinions, the known SPOs for thematic finance, and we want to continue following all issuers in the capital market as we've been doing for more than 160 years. Thank you once again, and congratulations for an excellent event. Thanks, Maria. Now I'll invite Sylvia again to the stage. Sylvia.
Essa parceria de muitos anos.
I'd like to thank you for this long partnership with CBI. CBI, as I mentioned, made a difference in Brazil. I remember when we started, you came to Brazil with this idea, let's encourage green finance in Brazil. It was 10, 11 years ago. I remember that we engaged with PPI, with people from infrastructure. I remember the presentation to the PPI. They didn't know what a green bond was. And from then on, they embarked with us, and then it multiplied with engagement with the Ministry of Agriculture to get all green instruments. So I think CBI really made a difference in Brazil, helped encourage that. So as a Brazilian, first of all, where's Sean? Sean. So
What you guys have done in Brazil, you have made a difference, no doubt. You have really, and by bringing together private sector, public sector, all together towards a goal, bringing the best of around the world, also the best practices, so that was very important. So again, kudos to all of you. And it was a pleasure to be part of this ride along with you guys. As I mentioned, I think after the pandemic, after everything that's going on with climate around the world, after what we're seeing in geopolitics, Brazil the role of Brazil globally, in my view, has changed. We have become a strategic partner for the world. We have to deliver on those fronts. So it's not just for Brazil. Of course, I love to ride horses, some of you guys know. So there, in Brazil, in Portuguese, we say there is a horse that is there ready for you to ride. We have lost so many horses in the past. We cannot lose this one for Brazil, but for the world now as well. So we cannot lose that. So, and I think, again, CBI can help engage, continue to push this agenda. So I think you have, again, a role to play in this new world of Brazil, in this new paradigm of green finance. So again, thank you. That was my main message, and I hope we continue for many years together in this path, on this path. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sylvia. What a journey we've been on. I need to say thank you to our sponsors, UBS BB and UBS, first and foremost, for this fantastic venue. And Sylvia organised all of that. But also to Scotiabank, to LA Green, to S&P Global, Standard & Poor's Global, as you know, to Eco Agro, and our other friends at Ambira, Pinheiro Neta, ERM, and CAF. There's a lot of people working in this space. A lot of people. In this room, there are many champions and leaders and heroes of this movement, which is great. I want to stress, though, as you know, we're only part of the way there. We don't have time, space, energy to take a rest and appreciate. We have to keep walking. As you'll hear me say all the time, we have to run, not walk, because there's so much that needs to be done. We've made a dent in the problem. Vast problems that we face. We've got the future forecast of climate warming down 1 degree, but it's still 1 degree too high. So we've got work to do there. We have started a tsunami of economic change towards that end. We need to make sure that we keep pushing that envelope, that we don't rest, but at the same time also that we figure out how to take advantage, how to make this profitable. Because the way we change the world is not by saying, nada, 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 no, don't do that. It's about saying, look at this fantastic opportunity over here. And that's the essence of what we're trying to do. It is an opportunity. If we invest, there's something like $150 trillion globally that we must invest, that we need to invest to create a future for our children. We will create a boom like never before in history. We will create jobs and opportunities and wealth around the planet. We can do it. We can do it right. And remember, we have the capital. We're incredibly lucky as a species. Suddenly, a crisis is in front of us. We have the technical solutions. There are many of you in this room that know what they are. We know that we've got to invest enormous amounts of money to do it, and we have the capital. Oh, how lucky are we? And green bonds are just the proof that the capital will flow if we get our act right. And that's our job here, to make it easy for the capital to flow, to make it easy to act, to make it easy to fix the planet. That's really the essence of what we're doing. Good luck. I hope you'll be enormously successful. For my children, I know you will be enormously successful. When we meet again next year, let us know what you've done. So thank you for what you've done, but thank you above all for how you're taking advantage of the privilege that we have in this room of an opportunity to act, to do something to the planet. We can do something. The poor in Recife, the poor in Manaus have no chance. There's nothing they can do except take what comes their way. We can help fix that. Thank you for what you're going to be doing towards that end. And thank you for being here today. Now for lunch.